Hey, what's up, guys? This is Oakley, and balls, and balls. There's a lot of balls. There's going to be two Spanish gentlemen playing with their balls in this game. It's going to be myself and my partner, Indie Pride. I hope you guys enjoy. You're going to be privy to some ball play. So, Indy, why don't you get us started?
Okay, so Oakley and I, when we play these sieges, there's one thing that we love to do,
We're
and
all
he's
about
not
that
kidding.
foreplay, man.
We do
All about
love,
the ball action.
we do love to play with our balls. So if you look at this here, we're defending a Gallic settlement, and we have a ridiculous amount of balls every choke point in the settlement. Over here on my
We
side,
are just
three
choking
sets
them
of
with our
balls in a
balls.
row over here, three sets of balls over here. Let's see how many innuendos we can fit into a 14-minute replay commentary. So yeah, we have a ridiculous amount of balls everywhere, and I don't know if you guys have seen them before. I mean, you've seen our replays before, but
Everyone's seen their
the
balls, man.
fireballs can do. They actually don't have mass, so they can literally go through any unit in the game and cause ridiculous amounts of casualties. And so when our opponents try to approach us, we drop the fireballs, it rolls through their army, and fun times are had. So we can press play on the replay. 3, 2, 1, press play. Let's get into it.
Let's go ahead and look at the Scythian player first. And he is moving up, and he is noping on out of there. He does not want any of our balls. Clearly, he doesn't swing that way. So he's going to be pushing up the hill with massive amounts of hoplites and some skirmishers in the front. However, I really wanted him to come play with my balls, so I'm sending out some Scutari Cav just to try and bait those guys in. It looks like it's somewhat working. I have my scorpions, Iberian scorpions, up on the hill, just trying to bait them up into this approach. You can see me here trying to get some early shots off. The opponents are not necessarily going to want to commit to that, so that's fine if they don't want to get into it. You can see just by baiting them closer, we're starting to do some early damage here. And yeah, they're just wary about trying to engage here, so they're going to move up their skirmishers and not, anticipate charging out. I mean, they're going to try and push the top, and so I'm going to try and plug that gap with some Scutari spearmen, and mostly just try and take to the high ground. So our game plan was to try and draw the enemy in, and it doesn't seem like they're going to fall for that bait. So at first we were like, man, it's just going to be Indy and I with, dry balls here. We got something's got to happen. So
Stop it, Oakley. You're getting out of control. It's getting out of hand.
We wanted something to happen desperately. So yeah, I'm going to charge out with my cav here and pull right back at the last minute. So they're getting dangerously close. It looks like they're going to start to tickle them a little bit. And I'm going to engage just in this opportunity because I'm like, alright, fuck it. It doesn't matter. I have to get, my balls on. So here we go. I've got some infantry moving up into position. We got all the enemy forces, some cav right up there. And they are actually not able to get out of position in time. And now we get huge devastating strikes, and it's actually going to keep going through the entire cavalry force, and it actually is going to catch some of his archers down the line. So already I think this is a sign of things to come.
Oh, absolutely. That's again, like I said, this is a fun thing we do on raunchy siege battles is using these flaming balls, and I don't know how much friendly fire you did to yourself with that engagement.
Oh
Probably
shit, look at the front. Oh, never mind.
where?
Against the eastern spearmen.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought you
Yeah,
were gonna. I thought.
they're about to drop someone.
Yeah. So what the opponents are trying to do here is they're putting these cheap fodder units in front of these, trying to get us, bait us to deploy them early. But you were being very stingy with how you were, who had access to your balls. I think you're gonna hold out for a better target right there.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to waste those on Eastern Spearmen. They only cost 180 talents, I believe. So you can see, I actually did activate one just for funsies to see what I could do, but I definitely want to hold on to the others, the other rows of balls. Armenian player has been very smart with how he's doing this, actually. He's moved up a bunch of Armenian Spearmen. The really cheap stuff. He wants me to waste those on him, and I really don't want to do that. I did use the one line up front, but quickly just destroy them in melee combat, and then he's going to try to move through. And I want to hold on to those, because when he moves...
Oh.
Wait, where?
I'm getting devastating up the front. Their cav was still engaged with my guys, and I pulled back and rolled. Oh my god, they're still going through the field, bowling over this cavalry. Holy crap. Yeah, I killed another cav, so there you go. So there. Oh my god, another unit just ran straight into it. Holy shit.
The Step Lancers, yeah, they're
I just
burning a lot.
killed that thing. Yeah, so we're getting loads of casualties right there.
Even when you don't want to run in, like, and they've been smart about it so far. They've been like, oh, I don't really want to engage that right away. Like, they're still, if the trajectory of the ball falls kind of where you want it to go, like, it'll go in random directions. It's not always going to go in, like, a perfect straight line. So, like, they've tried to stay out of the way of them. They're still getting kind of punished by them.
And the
So,
Scythian player is
oh,
kind of pushing into the base as well.
that's
We should note
Cymeria, by
that.
the way. It's not Scythia.
Oh, Chimera, I see. All right.
Yeah. Just get that out of the way. But yeah, the Cimmerian players moved up on your side, engaging some of your Scutari spearmen, trying to get in there, have any flaming balls on this side, like you said. So that
Yeah.
was a flaw in our deployment. Although actually, there's no way to put flaming balls up there. It's outside of our deployment zone, which is an interesting thing about the settlement. But not going to be able to drop flaming balls there. But I do have my Scorpions kind of overlooking that entire side, and my Scorpions have actually already gotten, whoa, a measly 5 kills. One of my Scorpions has done quite well so far, I believe. Yeah, one of them is up to 100 kills, so Scorpion's doing okay. But Armenia has moved up on my side, my Scutari, moving in there to cut through some of his Carrion Axemen and the Armenian Spears, the Eastern Spearmen. But again, in melee combat, should be able to do quite well. Scutari Spearmen won't be able to beat Carrion Axemen too easily, but they will shred Eastern Spearmen. The sword fight will be kind of a wash, but we're just holding on so far. And I saw this. There's a huge blob of Axemen behind. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, so I'm trying to pull through with one of my units. I pull through and try to drop the balls here, and you can see some of them falling, and then, right through the middle of their formation. Yeah,
Oh, God.
50 or 60 men just dropping dead in seconds. Although, there is a minimum safe distance, so if you get close enough to the flaming ball before it gets its momentum up, it actually won't do any damage. So you can see right there, one of the flaming balls went through his formation. It didn't take any casualties. But
Are you watching these
50
Cartly
KLA.
Axemen over here? Looks like you're gonna drop some balls on these guys. Oh,
Yeah,
do it!
Yeah. They're moving up, but the front line should be fine, but the guys behind the Eastern Spearmen and the Persian hoplites are gonna get pooped on.
You're
by the
just
flaming balls.
popping
So
all of
you see
these
that
things.
minimum safe. Yeah, the minimum safe distance, like you're watching it right now, it's not burning the guys in front. It's not burning my guys either.
Yeah, you got pretty close. Yeah, so we were
So I
just
did a
so
little bit too late.
tantalized with with deploying these accurately. So Indy's doing a good job holding this position. They're pushing with their Eastern Slingers to try and do damage. They don't have the best line of sight, so we're still doing okay. You're holding most of these guys back with your Scutari, but from the front, these hoplites, everything is pouring in through here. However, hoplites aren't great at, pushing through, so we're able to hold them at bay and allow our Balearic Slingers and other Scorpions to do a pretty good amount of damage, but they're slowly starting to move in here, and the Steppe Archers are actually the main threat because our guys are weakly armored, and so if they get in a good position they can counter volley us. We're going to be in for some trouble.
Yeah, so over on my side, I decided to commit some of my noble fighters. You can see my general unit actually right here. 154 men in the unit, up to 68 kills already, only lost 8 men. And this is the kind of engagement that noble fighters want. I have the second wind general going to be able to pop headhunt, get them up to ridiculous melee attack values, and then just refresh, put them on battle rhythm, and then refresh their fatigue once they get a little bit fatigued. So you can see they're fresh right now. Headhunt, I believe, is already warmed off, and I think I already used second wind.
Yeah,
So
to be fair, you don't have
up
the
to 81 kills cutting through these.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to be fair, you're not fighting the hardest of opponents. I mean, they have bumblebees painted on their shields, so Indy chooses the weakest of opponents in all of our games.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'm the meat shield. I just go in and die for Oakley so that he can take all the glory. That's how we play usually.
Ooh, I was able to sneak in a veteran shield warrior past the enemy hoplites. I'm going straight for these Steppe Archers. This is actually going to be a big win for us, because otherwise these guys would tear apart our guys who are just kind of waiting in the background. So I'm getting a nice pickup here. It kind of reminds me of Arena when you get the drop on some archers.
You just kind of infiltrate in there, and then they don't run away because they're stupid. Then, I mean, honestly, he had all the time in the world to run away there. I just guess he missed microed or didn't see it. But he should have been able to pull away a little bit sooner.
Ooh, looks like
Oakley's
Cataphracts are in the mix as well. They're kind of breaking through this front position. We may want to cover that.
Yeah, so Cataphracts charge into my Noble Cavalry in the center. They didn't actually get a good charge bonus off at all. My Noble Cav are kind of getting beaten up, but I do have Javelins here. So I have 3 Iberian Skirmishers, and he's going to try to chase me off with the Axeman. But you can see I have absolutely shredded this Royal Cataphract unit. It is wavering, and it is going to rout. Will come back a little bit later on in the battle, but I was surprised by how fast these Cataphracts drop. Their morale drop. They're normally very powerful units, and they can die very quickly to jabs, but they rout very early on in the engagement, and I kind of just chase them off and kill them as they run away. So the Axemen have broken through into the center here, and I do have my jabs shooting into them, but gonna have to pull back and Most of my melee units that are already engaged and tied down are going to get surrounded and cut to pieces, but that's okay because we do have reserves further back and we're winning over on the Cimmerian side.
Yeah, and now the slingers are going to be pouring into the central cap, so this could be dangerous for us because they can outrange your Iberian skirmishers and they can potentially beat anything we throw at them back. So they're trying to go for a almost like a little base cap here. So we gotta bring something back. Meanwhile, they have two Cartly Axemen charging out in the open, or Cartly Axemen and a Persian Hoplite trying to kind of fence off our guys, do a nice sandwich, and kind of prevent us from coming back to base. So this is not going super well for us. Looks like they're going to catch your Scorpion units actually as well.
Yeah, I wasn't able to pull them out in time, but that's alright. I believe most of my Scorpion ammo was already used up at this point. Um, and yeah, I have my two noble fighters in melee here. My general unit up to 128 kills. My other noble fighter up to, let's see, are they both at 128? No, 61 is on the other one. So they're doing quite well against the Scythian hoplites. Tanky unit, very tanky unit actually. 80 armor, a pretty decent melee attack and defense values. And then there's also the noble infantry for the Cimmerians, which are an even tankier unit, up to 82 melee defense and 47 attack. So that is actually a scary unit. But this tiny nobles doing pretty well in melee there. And then over on my side, I have my painted warriors and my Scutari coming back and trying to tie down these Eastern Slingers, which are the biggest problem for me on this side. Most of his cav has routed, but the Slingers, as we've already said, any range units against the Lusitani and the Iberians in general, going to do a ton of damage because we have really low armor. So
they just thrashed your cav. Your cav is
destroyed
now
this cav
gone.
unit. Yep. There's only 5 or 6 men left in the unit, so it was a bit of a micro mistake, but they wouldn't have been able to route that entire blob of Slingers anyway.
So now they kind of have free reign on our guys, so it looks like you have a couple infantry, painted warriors, and Scutari, like you said, just in the mix to try and tie this force down. And now it's kind of buying time for your Iberian skirmishers to get up close. You sacrifice one unit into these slingers, kind of distracted them long enough to get reinforcements in, so that's a good move.
Yeah, and now I sacrificed it, and then I'm sending jabs in there with the rest of my guys, and they're turning their flank actually. The Carrion Axemen are turning their flank to my jabs, and you guys know in Rome 2 what that means. Peltas in the back of your men without getting that shield block chance. You're going to have a bad day. You're going to
they're getting
in seconds.
wrecked.
You can just see.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's just a lot of blood. It's a gory mess for these guys. Jabs to the face, jabs to the back. Not a fun time for
behind
them.
you.
So definitely a good what?
Horse archers just charged.
Yeah, horse archer is going to charge in from behind. Of course, not the biggest impact charge because the mass of horse archers are much less than cataphracts or other heavy cavalry, but still going to do some damage there. I was starting to run out of ammunition. I believe one of my units had already run out. That was the unit I threw into melee, and the other two were very close to running out of ammunition. So not the biggest deal if I lose them here, but would still like to keep them alive. Might have 1 or 2 volleys left in each unit. So they're just going to try to survive against the horse archers, and almost have officially cut through the majority of this hoplite blob over on the other side. Doing a really good job over here.
Yeah, so yeah, you tanked that
200
out.
kills at this point.
Yeah, that's absurd. Meanwhile, I was able to finally claim the high ground with a mix of veteran shield warriors and then Balearic slingers getting some shots from the flank. Finally clean those guys up. So the hoplites over here are going to get finally surrounded and obliterated. So I think that fight is going well for us. Finally, the central cap is getting kind of swarmed with all the returning enemies. Looks like you were able to ward off the enemy royal cataphracts. It looks like they're actually now on the brink of breaking, so a nice little volley from them should finish them off real nicely. I have my Lusitani nobles coming back in. 88 kills on those guys. They should now be in a position to get some nice kills as well.
Yep, so things are starting to route on both sides. The Scythian hoplites over on your side. The Cimmerian hoplites are going to route pretty soon here. I do have a Scutari that's at half strength, going to route to some Cartly Axemen. I am getting ground down in melee here. I'm running out of melee troops, but my most important troops, noble fighters, are finally starting to reinforce. And like you said, your Lusitani nobles are coming over as well. So that means bad news for the horse skirmishers who are out of here until a little bit later. So they're going to take a few unnecessary javelin volleys from your nobles, but most of my guys have routed. A lot of Armenia is still alive, and a nice little charge here. We're going to get a close-up of the Lusitani nobles into the Persian cavalry, or I guess this is what I don't know. What
Noble blood cav.
Noble blood cav. Yeah, so you're gonna get in there. 106 kills in your Lusitani nobles. That's not a fun engagement for noble cav at all. They were already depleted from previous engagements, so
Holy crap.
they're gonna die pretty soon.
and my veteran shield warriors still tanking it out in the middle of the city now with 300, almost 330 kills to their name. So they are holding out like monsters through here.
Yeah, they were killing a bunch of Armenian spears. Some axemen, actually, Cartly axemen got tied up in there as well. Veteran shield warriors are one of those units that they're kind of a glass cannon. Like, they don't have a massive charge bonus. I mean, 30 is quite good, but for barbarians, it's average. But they have very low armor. But they have great attack values. They're gonna kill a lot of stuff in melee.
Oh my
if you
god,
take good
they actually
engagements with them,
survived
so-
that whole fight. They were surrounded like 4
Yeah,
to
they
1.
routed everything.
Wow.
And I guess that's where we take it. So, enemy army routes, and the Aravasi and Lusitani flaming balls of doom are going to survive the battle and defend their Gallic settlement.
Yeah, and we hope to have some more ball play for you guys. We'll switch it up, maybe. We'll see what kinds of other videos we can bring to you guys. Give you recommendations. I think the balls type of videos are really fun. I mean, you saw just how many ridiculous kills we got with the flaming balls. We can do better than that, so we hope to continue to try and stage these types of engagements and bring you the best of that type of video. It's always fun, I find. And the siege in and of itself went pretty well. Our opponents got a bit rush. I don't know, drawn into engagements they couldn't win. The hoplites didn't have the cutting power, and then the Armenian player seemed to push pretty well into the base, avoiding most of the balls, but I think overall he just got cut off from his ally. So they probably could have done a little better, but then again, we were, you and I coordinating, so we had that going for us. Fun fight though.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining, and I guess closing
thanks
statements.
for having me. Closing statement is Oakley would like to put it out of his mind, but the best use of flaming balls that we will never top ever again as long as we live was my use of flaming balls against him in the Teutoburg Forest. That video will be linked in the description of this video. I get 1,000 kills with flaming balls in the matter of about 15 seconds. It was a Teutoburg Forest ambush. I'll let you guys see that yourself. It was the most obscene, insane use of flaming balls you will ever see. So definitely go check that out because nothing we ever do will ever top that. So
The
hope you guys
original ball
enjoyed
play.
the original flaming ball foreplay. There we go.
All right.
But hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all later. Pride signing out.
Yep. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.